They are not legends. They are real entities, cultivated for centuries. Some are still victims of human sacrifice today. In this video, you will meet the 10 most dangerous demons in the world. But I warn you, Japan's #1 has already produced horror films, and he may be listening to you right now. Deep within the ancient woods of England, where shadows stretch and reality bends, lurks a creature of old folklore. The number 10, known as Puck, or sometimes Robin Goodfellow. His roots twist back to Celtic tales. He gained lasting fame through the words of Shakespeare, forever linking him to moonlit forests and mischievous nights. He is often placed among the most unsettling figures in folklore, not for outright malice, but for his unpredictable nature. His presence is a sign that the ordinary world is about to unravel. Imagine a figure not quite human, not quite beast. Puck is often described as a wrinkled dwarf, small and gnarled like an ancient root. His appearance is marked by short, stubby horns that protrude from his head. Most unsettling are his eyes, which glow with a strange yellow light. They seem to hold an ancient, knowing amusement, hinting at the chaos he delights in creating. Puck's true danger lies not in physical strength, but in his mastery over perception. He possesses the power to distort reality itself, twisting familiar paths into bewildering mazes. Those who cross his path may find the world around them shifting and changing. His most feared trick is leading victims astray in forests. Once lost in his illusions, they may wander forever, unable to find their way back to the world they knew. The tales of Puck are not confined to ancient history. In 1983, a chilling incident occurred in the forests of Wales. A group of tourists, perhaps too loud or too dismissive, reported a strange encounter. They swore they saw a small horned figure watching them from the trees, its yellow eyes fixed upon them. They claimed it let out a high-pitched, mocking laugh. Shortly after, 3 members of their group vanished without a trace, swallowed by the woods. Despite his unsettling powers, folklore offers a peculiar insight into Puck's behavior. They say he rarely attacks without provocation. The old stories suggest a strange rule governs his mischief. He is said to only truly target those who first laugh at him. Perhaps it is a twisted sense of pride, or a specific trigger for his reality-bending wrath. So, if you ever feel eyes upon you in the deep woods, remember this warning. Number 9. The Demon of the Mines. Listen close, and I'll tell you a tale from the dark, echoing tunnels deep beneath the mountains of Bolivia. It's a story the miners whisper, a story about the lord of the underworld, the one they call El Tío. He's not just a simple devil from the old world. El Tío is a creature born from the earth itself, a strange mix of the Catholic demon the Spanish brought and the ancient spirits the indigenous people knew. He rules the darkness below. Imagine a figure standing 3 meters tall, towering over you in the narrow passages. He has the twisted horns of a goat, sharp and menacing. His skin isn't flesh, but rough, hard stone, like the very rock face around you. He is the mountain's anger-given form, a guardian of the riches within, but a cruel and demanding one. His presence fills the air with a chilling dread that sinks into your bones. El Tío holds terrible power within his domain. He can command the earth to shift, causing sudden deadly landslides that trap or crush those below. He breathes poison into the air, making each breath a struggle. He is the source of the mine's dangers, the reason why every descent is a gamble with death. He decides who lives and who perishes in the suffocating dark. They say in 2019, deep in a Potosi mine, a worker heard a voice in the absolute silence. It was El Tío whispering names into the darkness. The miner swore he heard 5 names spoken. The very next day, the mine collapsed. 5 men were crushed, exactly the number El Tío had whispered. It was a grim reminder of his power and his cruel foresight. Because of his power, the miners don't just fear El Tío, they try to appease him. Before they descend, they leave offerings deep within the tunnels. They give him coca leaves, the sacred plant, and even light cigarettes for him. They hope these small gifts will keep him calm, that he will spare them from landslides and poisoned air. It's a desperate bargain with the demon who holds their lives in his stony hands. In the dark corners of Yoruba mythology, a figure of dread lurks. Our number 8 is known as Babalu Aye, the spirit of disease and suffering. In the traditions of Candomblé, he is often linked with the fearsome Omulu. He appears as an ancient man, his body ravaged by illness. Open sores cover his skin, a horrifying testament to his power. He carries a bag heavy with the weight of every known affliction. His eyes are a milky white, vacant and chilling. Babalu Aye commands the power to unleash epidemics upon the world. His touch brings not swift death, but a slow, agonizing decay. Victims waste away, their bodies consumed by the very diseases he embodies. He is the source of fevers, poxes, and all manner of pestilence. Where he walks, sickness follows like a shadow. His breath carries the seeds of suffering, spreading misery far and wide. A chilling tale is whispered from the cholera epidemic that struck Bahia in 1855. Slaves spoke of seeing Babalu Aye himself. They claimed he blew his foul breath upon the public wells. Whoever drank from that water was doomed. They would fall ill within hours, succumbing to the terrible sickness. It was a stark reminder of his terrifying presence and power. Yet in the syncretic faith of Umbanda, a strange transformation occurs. Babalu Aye is sometimes seen as cured, becoming a spirit of healing. But this mercy comes at a price. To gain his favor, to turn his power towards health, one must offer him tribute. Only with offerings of popcorn and wine can his dark nature be appeased, turning the bringer of plague into a reluctant healer. At number 7 on our list of terrifying mythological beings, we find Lamashtu, a name that struck fear into the hearts of mothers across ancient Mesopotamia. This horrific entity hails from clay tablets dating back to Assyria around 700 BC. She was a primary antagonist in the daily lives of people, a constant threat lurking in the shadows. Imagine a creature with the body of a woman, but with the head of a lion. Her feet are those of a bird, sharp and clawed. Her breasts are said to be full of poison, and her hands end in bronze nails ready to inflict harm. She is a truly grotesque figure from ancient nightmares. Lamashtu's powers were specifically aimed at the most vulnerable. She was believed to cause miscarriages in pregnant women. Her most feared ability was stealing newborn babies from their mothers. She would then drink their blood, a truly gruesome act attributed to this demon. She was the ultimate threat to new life. The fear of Lamashtu wasn't just folklore. People actively sought protection. In 2018, archaeologists in Iraq made a disturbing find. They unearthed an amulet specifically designed to ward off Lamashtu. Buried alongside it were the skeletons of 12 babies, a grim testament to the demon's perceived power and the desperation of those who feared her. People developed various methods to protect themselves and their children. Pregnant women often wore necklaces made of red stones. This practice was believed to ward off Lamashtu's evil influence. Interestingly, some scholars trace this ancient Mesopotamian custom as a possible origin for the Brazilian tradition of wearing a red alligator foot amulet for protection. Now let's talk about a creature that haunts the rivers and lakes of Slavic lands. She is the Rusalka, a spirit born from tragedy, forever bound to the water that claimed her life, and number 6 on our list. These are the souls of women who met a watery end, often through drowning, sometimes by their own hand or another's cruelty. They rise from the depths, filled with sorrow and a chilling desire for vengeance. A Rusalka appears as a young woman, often described with unnaturally pale or even greenish skin. Her eyes are said to be empty, devoid of life, yet holding a terrible power. Her hair is long and flowing, perpetually wet and tangled with weeds and algae from her watery grave. Her nails are often depicted as long and blue, stained by the cold, dark water. Do not be fooled by her appearance. The Rusalka is deadly. Her primary weapon is her voice, a hauntingly beautiful song that can mesmerize any man who hears it. Once entranced, she lures her victims closer to the water's edge. She doesn't need deep currents. She can drown a man in mere inches of water, dragging him down into the mud and reeds. They say these aren't just old stories. There's a disturbing account from 1993 on the Volga River in Russia. 3 fishermen vanished without a trace after reporting seeing a blonde girl near the water. Their bodies were later recovered, not far from where they disappeared. The official cause was drowning, but their lungs were found packed solid with river mud, a grim signature attributed to the Rusalka. But even these vengeful spirits have a weakness. According to folklore, Rusalka cannot stand the sight of a birch crucifix. These simple wooden crosses are said to repel them. This ancient tradition of using birch against water spirits is so deeply ingrained in the culture, it even inspired elements in modern tales, like the creature known as the witch in the world of The Witcher. So, if you find yourself by a lonely riverbank, perhaps keep a piece of birch close by. Number 5. From the shadowed annals of history emerge entities of pure malevolence, beings whose very names whisper of dread. These are not mere myths, but figures tied to rituals of unimaginable horror. Some demanded the ultimate price from their worshippers. Among the most infamous is Baal, a name echoing through the Bible as a Canaanite deity. His worship was steeped in the most disturbing practice imaginable, the sacrifice of children. This ancient evil demanded innocent lives as tribute. Baal is often depicted as a monstrous figure, a man with the head and horns of a bull. His form is frequently described as bathed in blood, a chilling testament to the sacrifices offered in his name. His power extended beyond mere ritual. He was believed to command plagues, unleashing pestilence upon the land. Worse still, he was said to corrupt political leaders, twisting their hearts towards cruelty and injustice. His influence spread like a disease through societies. The horrifying reality of Baal worship is underscored by archaeological discoveries. Excavations of ancient temples dedicated to this entity have unearthed urns containing the remains of infants, undeniable proof of the child sacrifices. The echoes of this practice are not confined to the distant past. Disturbingly, reports emerged in 2020 of a ritual filmed in Syria, bearing chilling similarities to the ancient rites performed for Baal. Perhaps most unsettling is the subtle thread connecting this ancient horror to the modern world. The name Baal is invoked, albeit in a corrupted form, in the seemingly innocent possession game known as Charlie Charlie. A chilling reminder that some evils never truly die, merely adapting to the times. We delve into the shadows, exploring entities that haunt the edges of reality. Our journey brings us to the 4th place on our list, occupied by a being whispered about in the ancient texts of Tibetan Buddhism. This is Mara, the demon of nightmares. Mara is said to manifest as a skeletal woman. Her eyes are terrifyingly wide, lacking eyelids, forcing her to stare perpetually. Her fingers are tipped not with flesh and bone, but with cruel, sharp iron nails. Her powers are insidious, targeting the vulnerable state between sleep and wakefulness. She is the architect of sleep paralysis, pinning her victims down, rendering them helpless. But her torment doesn't end there. Mara slowly suffocates those she targets. This isn't a quick death, but a prolonged agony designed to break the mind before the body. Victims are driven to madness by the relentless pressure and terror. Tales of her cruelty persist. In Nepal, a monk reportedly awoke to find Mara seated upon his chest. The encounter left him unable to sleep for 7 days, the terror driving him to take his own life. This ancient entity's influence stretches even into modern horror. The very concept of a nightmare demon who invades sleep and torments victims was a direct inspiration. Think of the striped sweater and the clawed glove. The infamous dreamweaver Freddy Krueger owes his terrifying existence to the legend of Mara. Her legacy is etched into the landscape of fear, a reminder that some nightmares are far older than we can comprehend. Our number 3. He is known as Azazel or sometimes Judasm, and holds a chilling 3rd place among the most feared fallen angels. His story begins not in hell, but high in the celestial realms. According to the ancient book of Enoch, Azazel was once an archangel, a being of immense power and light. His fall was catastrophic, twisting his divine form into something monstrous. He is described as a giant, his body scarred and burnt. 6 charred wings sprout from his back, and he wears armor crafted not of metal but of human bones. Azazel's sin was not just rebellion, but the corruption of humanity. He is credited with teaching mankind the art of warfare, the crafting of weapons, and the dark secrets of metallurgy. He whispers strategies of destruction into the ears of leaders and generals. His influence turns armies into instruments of pure devastation, reveling in the bloodshed and chaos of battle. Disturbing reports from the front lines in Ukraine in 2022 spoke of unnatural phenomena. Soldiers claimed to see large winged figures moving across the battlefields amidst the fighting. These terrifying sightings led local priests to perform mass exorcisms, attempting to cleanse the land of the dark presence. It raises the chilling question: was Azazel's influence manifesting physically? There's a dark irony in his name. Azazel translates roughly to mighty God or God is mighty. It's a stark reminder of what he was and how far he fell, a powerful being who turned his might against the very source of his power. From the ancient lands of Mesopotamia emerges our number 2, a figure of pure dread, a name whispered in fear across millennia. This is Pazuzu, the king of the evil wind demons, a being synonymous with pestilence and despair. His influence stretches from the earliest Sumerian myths to modern horror. Pazuzu holds a significant, terrifying place in the pantheon of Mesopotamian demons. He is often invoked, not in worship, but in desperate attempts to understand and combat the unseen forces of suffering. His notoriety even inspired a famous cinematic depiction. Imagine a creature born of nightmare, a humanoid body twisted and grotesque. Pazuzu possesses the head of a dog or lion, sharp claws on his hands and feet, and powerful feathered wings. His form is a chilling composite of predatory features. As the Lord of Diseases, his power is absolute over the invisible scourges that plague humanity. He commands the winds that carry sickness and death. One particularly gruesome ability attributed to him is the power to cause possession through the regurgitation of insects. The terror of Pazuzu isn't confined to ancient texts. In 2016, a chilling incident in Peru brought his name back into the headlines. Archaeologists discovered a mummy, reportedly bearing symbols linked to the demon. Following the discovery, a mysterious hemorrhagic fever swept through the team. Tragically, 7 archaeologists succumbed to the illness. The event was quickly dubbed the Curse of Pazuzu, a grim echo of his ancient reputation as a bringer of plague. Despite his fearsome nature, Pazuzu presents a fascinating paradox. While he embodies evil, his image was also used as a protective charm. People created amulets and statues depicting him. These weren't meant to appease Pazuzu himself. Instead, they were used to ward off other malevolent entities, particularly the demoness Lamashtu, who preyed on pregnant women and infants. Pazuzu, being a powerful demon, was seen as a potential deterrent against lesser evils. In the dark corners of Japanese folklore, one creature stands above all others in sheer terror. This is the Oni, our number 1, often depicted as a monstrous giant, a true nightmare made flesh. It's a name whispered in fear, a symbol of ultimate punishment. The origins of the Oni are deeply rooted in Japanese Buddhism. They are often seen as the wardens of hell, the terrifying enforcers who punish sinners for their earthly transgressions. They embody the wrath and retribution awaiting those who stray from the path. Imagine a towering figure, skin the color of blood red or deep blue. It possesses sharp horns, wild, often spiky hair, and sometimes even 3 eyes. Clad in a loincloth made from the skin of a tiger and wielding a massive spiked iron club, the Oni is a truly fearsome sight. The Oni's abilities are as terrifying as its appearance. It is said they can steal a person's soul with just a single piercing look. Even more disturbing is the legend of the Oni Nanny, a creature that can transform human children into demons like itself. The fear of the Oni isn't confined to ancient texts. After the devastating 2011 tsunami in Fukushima, chilling accounts emerged. Some survivors swore they witnessed dark, monstrous figures resembling Oni dragging bodies from the wreckage into the unforgiving sea. Despite their immense power, Oni possess a peculiar vulnerability. According to folklore, particularly popularized in stories like Gegege no Kitaro, Oni despise soybeans. This strange aversion is why roasted soybeans are traditionally thrown during the Setsuban festival, to ward off evil spirits, including the dreaded Oni. So, which of these demons scared you the most? Was the Oni the absolute worst, or do you think Azazel or maybe Pazuzu takes the top spot? Let me know in the comments below. And seriously, if you want to avoid ever meeting these guys, hit that like button and subscribe. We always warn you when they're active. Activate the bell, or the Oni might activate you.